Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president!
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at...
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to CobraCast IRL. I am your host, Jeremy D-Day Cobra, and we are happy to have all of you join us for the most important live stream on YouTube with IRL in the name. The most super chats, the most viewers, the most members, and we never have to shut our chat down for members only because almost everybody's already a damn member. Snake Pit and the 199 rise up because we got a fun one tonight. We got a few things to talk about. We got a few things to discuss. It's been an interesting day, to say the least, and I continue to be proven right once again. As I said the last time we did CobraCast, that 2024 is in trouble. It's in trouble because of all the nonsense. It's in trouble because we have a clear front runner for the Republican nomination, but we have these DeSantis weirdos out there. And I don't mean just anybody that supports DeSantis, because I like Ron DeSantis. I've always liked Ron DeSantis, but I'm talking about these media people that have been paid for to basically just throw Trump under the bus, even though he's got like 70% of the fucking support in the Republican voter base. No. We got to push Ron DeSantis because Trump had mean tweets. And we found more evidence of that today, where we are in big trouble for 2024. And that is my main focus. But we'll talk about that in due time. Swig of water for the working man. And I hope you're all doing well. That's some good water. I was just playing a video game. Probably disappointed Matt Walsh very much that I, a grown-ass man, playing a video game. He would much rather me spend time watching his YouTube channel instead of sitting in front of a screen and watching video games, because watching video games, no, that's not the screen time that you need to be having. But if you want to watch his YouTube channel of 40 million views per month, that's okay. That screen time is fine. Screen time is okay when you're watching Matt Walsh's YouTube channel, but not when you're playing video games, ladies and gentlemen, because video games are evil. They're the devil. They're the worst thing imaginable. But we can't blame guns. Well, we can certainly blame video games. Interesting scenario you got there, Matt, and the Daily Wire. But yeah, so I guess, again, breaking news. All the Crowder fanboys out there were saying I was a Daily Wire shill because I was criticizing your boy Crowder. Oops. I guess that one didn't last too long, because now I'm criticizing Daily Wire people like I've been doing. And now I got the Daily Wire fans all huffing and puffing at me now. I'm not scared to give you my fucking opinion. I don't care. I am not in this to try to pander to conservatives, to liberals, to any fucking body. I am here to be honest about how I feel about things. That's it. It doesn't mean you can't support the Daily Wire. It doesn't mean that you can't support Steven Crowder. Are you fucking retarded? Where is this retard at right here? I'm sorry, you're anti-2A now? Motherfucker, we are sponsored by 221B Tactical, a very pro-2A company. No, I'm making light of the fact that conservatives want to sit there and say, don't blame the gun, but those same fucking conservatives say, blame the video game. I'm making a point. Holy shit. I'm anti-2A now because I'm pointing out the hypocrisy of conservatives? Holy shit. Good Lord. Listen, I'm sure you're upset because you probably have an annual subscription to the Daily Wire. Guess who else had an annual subscription to the Daily Wire? Me. I had an annual subscription to the Daily Wire because I loved what they were doing. I appreciated what they're doing. Guess who's been invited to premieres of the Daily Wire? Me. Guess who's been interviewed by the Daily Wire? Me. Guess who's had contact with the Daily Wire? Me. I have every reason to kiss up to the Daily Wire. They have never said anything bad about me or to me personally. Yet I still feel it's necessary to call them out like I see it, because ultimately all I care about is having the one man that belongs in the office, and that is Donald J. Trump. That's all I care about. And if that means burning some bridges or some relationships because I have opinions from people that, may have offered me opportunities, then so be it. I work for the people. I don't work for companies or corporations or anything like that. I work for the people. Okay? I work for the people. So, no, I am not anti-2A. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm pointing out that if you're going to say blame the video game, then you have no right to argue with the left when they say blame the gun, because it's the most retarded position imaginable. And then I continue to hear Matt Walsh say, well, my point is, I think, kids being in front of a screen all day long is very unhealthy. Matt, can you name anything that a kid should be doing literally all day long without any break that's healthy? Can you name anything? Should a kid just have their face buried in a book all day long? No. Should a kid be eating ice cream all day long? Should a kid be outside playing football all day long? What should a kid do all day long that would be a positive thing for them? Everything in moderation, everything. So to take this stupid fucking position that video games are bad. No, do you know what's bad? Parenting is bad. Parenting. Your issue is parenting. Yet you use video games because you're an old boomer conservative and you want to use bad parenting and you want to take video games and destroy culture, which ultimately, what is my problem with this whole thing? I don't give a shit what Matt Walsh thinks about video games. I've never cared what conservatives, Republicans, Democrats, out of touch politicians care about video games. I don't give a shit. all these politicians have been out of touch with this for a long time. Why is my position so important now? For all the people that are trying to say, Jeremy, why is this such an issue for you? Because I have watched the left destroy every fucking thing. And now I am watching the left push all of this identity politics into everything we love. And then we've got boomers like Matt Walsh going, hey, you fucking gamers, you fucking weirdos. No, I know he literally doesn't say that. I'm blowing it out of proportion to make a point, which is, guess what? That's what YouTubers do. So I see the left destroying everything and using all of this entertainment as a way to indoctrinate children. I see it. And it's the literal most important thing we have right now in our culture. And Matt Walsh and people like him talk about how important this is, how important things are like this. Yes, Matt, they're very fucking important. Yet you want to dismiss them. And that does nothing but help the left keep control of them. That's why it's important to me. That's why I'm making these statements. That's why I have a problem with it. I don't give a fuck if Matt Walsh likes my favorite fucking nerd movie or my favorite fucking video game. It doesn't fucking matter to me. He doesn't have to like it. He doesn't have to play them or anything. He needs to understand the cultural significance of why these things are important. And people like him, Mr. I've indoctrinated more, or what do you say? I've recruited more people in the conservative party than Jeremy Hambley, meaning the quartering. Thank you for making the point as to why your voice is important. That's why we're trying to tell you these things are important. That is why, yes, you have a very powerful and influential voice. So when you say stupid things that people like me that are in the trenches on this entertainment shit see as to how that can be detrimental to how you're basically just pushing more young minds to the left and allowing the left to keep control of this stuff, that's why we call it out. So, swig of water for the working man. That was my opening monologue. And yeah, that's what pisses me off. So, for all the people that are like, oh, Jeremy, he's just being sarcastic. Motherfucker, I invented sarcastic on the internet. I know everything about sarcasm. His sarcasm and the fact that he takes such strong positions. Okay, what person that is into video games, what person is actually going to see this right here and think, oh, he's just being sarcastic? Yeah, I get it. He's just being sarcastic. This guy doesn't give any clarification to anything he's talking about. So this is a clip that we've all talked about from a long time ago right here. He's just being sarcastic, Jeremy.
What's your opinion on anime? It's really popular amongst teens and young adults. I think it's all satanic. I have no argument for it. I have no argument for why it's satanic. It just seems that way to me. All anime to me seems weird, just like bizarre, creepy. And in general, I don't think that adults should be, whether it's anime or any other kind of cartoon, with rare exception, adults really shouldn't be watching cartoons in general, I would say.
Now, is that sarcasm? Probably. But what's the benefit to that? What is the benefit from that if you understand what's going on? Now, again, maybe he doesn't. Let's just assume Matt Walsh doesn't understand. Oh, no, we can't do that because he constantly talks about how important these things are. Doesn't he? Does he talk about how important these things are? Of course he does. All the time. His whole shtick is talking about how important it is to keep young people's minds, away from all of this toxic bullshit that we see online. Okay? All right. So then tell me is this sarcasm as well, by the way, for the sarcasm crowd? Is this sarcasm? This was written in 2018. Is this sarcasm? Walsh, stop pretending violent video games are harmless just because you like playing them. What is your definition of violent video games? I would love to know the definition of violent video games. Can someone tell me what the definition of a violent video game is? So, Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me what? So is Mario a violent video game? I mean, Mario does punch and Mario jumps on people's heads. So maybe Mario's too violent for Matt Walsh. And of course, this whole thing was about President Trump. I made a video on this when this all happened about President Trump. I made a video on this because Trump said the same stupid stuff. And you guys know how much I love Donald Trump. But I said this is a massive mistake for him to take this position. It's a ridiculous statement. Ridiculous. And so when you introduce violent video games as a problem, who defines what is a violent video game and what isn't? Who defines that, Matt? I would love to know who defines that. It's amazing. And so at that point, once you've determined that, oh, well, Call of Duty is too violent. Okay. Do we have a rating system, by the way? Do we have a rating system for video games? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. Do we have a rating system for video games? Yes or no? Just curious. Do we have a rating system for video games? Yes, we do. So if we have a rating system, and I don't know, a 10-year-old walks into a fucking video game store and tries to purchase Call of Duty or Doom Eternal, what's going to happen? They're going to have to get parental consent, correct? Right. Okay. So what about when the parent approves that? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. It can't be. We can't have individual responsibility, guys. It's the fault of the video game, according to Matt Walsh. It's the video game's fault. It's not the parent's fault. It's not the parent's fault. It's the video game's fault. That's the logic that we're getting at here, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard from a conservative that is constantly talking about how guns aren't the problem. It's the individuals, but now video games are the problem. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's up to individuals. It's up to parents to be good parents. If you have a parenting problem, then address the parenting problem. Why are you using video games as the vehicle in which to go after it? Makes no sense to me whatever. And I know the context of this. I know the points he's made in this article. I'm aware of the article. Matt Walsh has made comment after comment after comment about video game, comment after comment about anime, comment and comment dismissing nerd culture over and over again to the point where I'm sick and tired of it. If I'm going to call out the left, for all of their nonsensical takes, how many times have I called the left out? How many? Oh, it was okay when I called out the left for their nonsensical takes. But suddenly when I call out the right, that's a problem. Maybe there's some consistency here that I'll call anyone out that tries to destroy the nerd geek culture side of things, which I think is monumentally important right now. Do you know what they're about to do? Look at this right here. Hey, Matt Walsh, do you think this is important right here? Let's look at this. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I can find it. Look at this. This is in the latest Spider-Man film right here. This is in the latest Spider-Man film. There you go. That is in the latest Spider-Man animated film. Do I want shit like this in animated films for kids to see? No. But this is what happens when the left has control of the entertainment and conservative voices continue to dismiss said entertainment. This is in the fucking Spider-Verse movie that's coming out. This is in the fucking Spider-Verse movie. This is why I think it's important to not dismiss the culture. It's important to embrace the culture. It's important because when you dismiss it, do you know what happens? Dumb cows like AOC go on Twitter and Twitch, and they talk about how cool video games are, and they embrace their favorite Twitch streamer, and they go on there and they have fun, and all these young children that are watching these Twitch streamers think AOC is cool and the Democrats are cool. And guess what? Then they see shit like this. That's my problem with it. So, I wonder, does Matt Walsh think this is important? I'm curious. Ultimately, like I said, when it comes down to, do I have an inherent problem with Matt Walsh having his opinions? I do not. I watched What Is a Woman? I thought it was fantastic. Phenomenal job. I did that because I was an annual supporter of the Daily Wire. And I don't think that Matt Walsh needs to be playing fucking video games and telling you how cool everything is. It's just like, just don't disrespect it. That's all we're asking is don't disrespect it because it's too important at this point in time. It's way too important. Am I having audio issues? Let's see. What? Am I having audio issues right now? What? Let's see. All right. A few people said that there was some lag. Steph, am I lagging? Do you hear anything? She's not there. Somebody tell me. Steph, you can add yourself when you get back. Audio's fine. Okay. Just want to make sure. You're like, oh, they got him. They're taking him down. But ultimately, to drop the whole attitude of it, like at the end of the day, at its core, all I really want is for conservative commentators to understand that this stuff is far more important than maybe some of them realize. That's it. So I'm bringing the snake pit level down a bit, okay, and being as real as possible. Not that I wasn't being real earlier, but obviously I was throwing a lot of I had it amped up a lot, okay? Now that we've got the crowd here, all I really want is for conservative commentators to understand that the shit is important. It doesn't mean that you personally have to find it important. It doesn't mean you have to actually play fucking video games or watch anime or whatever. It doesn't mean that. It just means that understand that the reason that the left has overrun this entire industry is because it's that important. And they have seen the importance of it. But they are using it for the wrong reasons. And it's why we're seeing all of these problems across the board with young people. It's a problem. And we need to get it back to basics. That's why things like Top Gun Maverick were such a monumental success. It's why the Super Mario movie is a monumental success. It's why things like Strange World failed. The people really don't want to see the garbage that the left is pushing out there. They want to see good, honest entertainment. And we need a balance. We don't need pro-Trump films. We don't need pro-Republican films. We don't. We just need good entertainment because it's very important to what is overall trying to happen. And I personally think that someone like Matt Walsh has a huge amount of influence, and he's a net positive overall. He really is. He's a net positive. But in this particular area, I think he does more harm than good. Is that a fair assessment? I think he does more harm than good with the way that it comes off. That's all I'm trying to say. And I have no problem calling that like I see it. That's essentially all I'm trying to fucking say. And yes, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to be animated because that's who I am. But I do think different from the left that I call out. I think Matt Walsh would have a honest conversation about this. I do. I genuinely do. The left would never have people on the left would never have a conversation with me. They would never do it. Matt Walsh would have an honest conversation with me to try to understand. And even if he didn't agree with me fully, I think he would at least understand where I was coming from. That's the difference between the conservative side and the left-wing side, is that at least someone like Matt Walsh, I believe, I guess, I think he would at least hear me out, or not even just me. This is not about me trying to get Matt Walsh on a stream. I don't give a fuck about all that. This is simply about, I think in general, Matt would at least hear me out. I think he would hear me out, or hear my side of it out, and maybe come to a little more of an understanding as to why people look at this in the way they do. That's what I genuinely believe. With that said, it doesn't mean that I'm going to back down, because I think it's a huge problem. And it just sucks, because I'm really worried about 2024. I'm really worried about it. And I do believe that from that perspective, I also feel that not only just Matt Walsh, but there's a lot of people on the conservative side that are so pro DeSantis right now that they're going to cause hell for Trump. And Trump already has enough hell that he's dealing with. He has way too much hell as it is. Let's see. Let me see. Did we get, oh my God, Alec Baldwin's finger. Oh my God. I'm sorry I missed this one earlier. Alec Baldwin's finger for 50. He says Jeremy is anti-2A when I'm around for some reason. All right, that's really good. I'm sorry I missed that one earlier. Alec Baldwin's finger. Thank you guys. You guys have lit up the super chats. I apologize. When I kind of get rolling, though, I kind of lose track of the chat and everything, and my apologies for that. Did you guys see what happened today? Did you guys see? Guess who retweeted my good friend Dan Vask? Michael Flynn, retired General Michael Flynn has retweeted Dan Vask to his 1 million followers. Said, this young man will blow you away and inspire you at the same time. I'm ready. Bro, come on. Shout out to Dan Vask for that. 199, represent. Congratulations to Dan. That is fucking cool, man. That is cool as hell. So shout out to Dan having Michael Flynn retweet him. That is fucking cool, man. The great general who was done wrong by the government. And when he asked that, he said, hey, Mike Flynn retweeted me. I'm like, what? What? General Flynn retweeted you or tweeted about you? And he did. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. All right, here we go. Ruben, what's up, Ruben? I believe, Ruben, we met, right? Dude, I agree with you all the time, but this one you got it all wrong. You're taking things out of context. Matt Walsh said that video games are made for kids, are okay, and everything within moderation. Then, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ruben. Didn't we meet, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago? I think. I want to find out if that's confirmation first before I say anything back. But I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm waiting for that. Anyway, regardless if I'm pretty sure we had met, but I know you've been following for a long time. What is the problem with, like, why is it that if everything in moderation is, his hill to die on, why doesn't he tell his own audience, maybe don't watch as many of my videos, guys. Maybe the watch time is too much. It's just a dumb take. It's a dumb take. Everything is good in moderation. So why are you targeting video games? Why is that the vehicle in which you're using to choose? I kind of addressed this earlier. You know what I mean? It's such a boomer take. And again, he can have whatever boomer take he wants. Okay. He can. But to have that take and you need to understand the significance it has in the climate that we're in. And with the climate that we're in, things are too fucking important to alienate people right now. We need to be trying to embrace them and make them understand the importance of what's going on. And takes like that, in my opinion, only push people further away because it's the biggest industry on the planet. Video games are the biggest industry on the planet. That is a fact. It's bigger than movies. It's bigger than video games are massive. And this is not the hill to die on. You're not going to win this battle. You're not going to suddenly have people stop playing video games. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you honestly think that people are just going to stop playing video games because Matt Walsh on your YouTube channel tells them to? No. What would help, what would be the viable option is to try to embrace this industry and understand it and speak to the people that are in it and understand that it's important. That's a far more viable option to try to get some type of influence within that industry other than just dismissing it completely. You know? That's all I'm saying. I see the Lost Tale says, I'm going to stop playing video games now. Thank you, Matt Walsh. Yes, like, do you know how I always make fun of the left? When they say, like, what do they say? There's this, like, when these left-wing fucking places, they're like, stop raping women. And it's like, okay, first of all, it's not as widespread as you're saying, but with the few select people out there that do, you know, that to women, do you think by saying that they're going to go, I was thinking about it, but, you know, that blue-haired lady on Twitter told me to stop doing it, so I'm going to stop doing it now. What? So stupid. So, like, you getting on fucking YouTube and saying, hey, kids, stop playing video games. Oh, thank you, bearded man. I will put down Call of Duty right now. I will stop playing Fortnite right now because the bearded man on YouTube told me to stop playing. The fuck is wrong with you? That's not going to work. It's not going to have any impact whatsoever. It's only going to have a negative impact. And you can't have your cake and eat it too. If Matt Walsh is trying to make a serious stance on video games and how kids shouldn't be playing them as much, and he's trying to get involved and help the parents, you can't sit there and say he's trolling at the same time. He's being sarcastic. He's joking, Jeremy. Which is it? Is he joking? Is he being sarcastic? Or is he seriously worried about, you know, kids and video games? Which is it? You can't have both. So I need a consistent answer. Does he or doesn't he have these stances and beliefs? I mean, it's a valid question. But ultimately, what does it all come back to? Parenting. That's what it comes down to. Parenting. Whether it's this, whether it's an iPad, whether it's a computer, whether it's a video game, whether it's anything involving technology, I think we all agree moderation is important. Everything in moderation. So why blame the video game? Why bring the video game into it at all? Well, it's not the video game's fault. It's the parent's fault. Your problem is the parent, not the video game. And we've seen the conservative side dismiss these things for far too long. That's it. It's not complicated at all. It's not. I even saw some guy say, Matt Walsh is a father, Jeremy. You're just a dumb gamer. And I'm like, just because you don't make your entire online persona about being a father, doesn't mean you're not one. I am. I choose to not bring my family into anything that I do on YouTube because I think it's far better to not use my kids or use my family to monetize because they're not there for that. They're there to be my family. And I don't talk about it. Wow. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So that's how my stance is. So no, I don't need to tell you all day long, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. What I do privately, that's up to me. And I don't need to tell the entire internet about me and who I am. That's not for the internet to know. That is private. That is family. Matt Walsh has decided, I'm going to tell you how I raise my kids. Okay. Didn't fucking ask, but okay. That's your business. Great. That doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. So my whole thing is what's private is private. What's sacred is sacred. Those things are private and sacred to me, and I will continue to treat them as such. Matt Walsh has decided my family, my kids are all part of my internet shtick. Okay, not hating, just saying, not things I would do. So, anyway, let me see. I got to catch up with some super chats. Thank you guys for being here. GM Steelhaven says Matt Walsh actually simped for Romney of all people. I felt dirty just typing this message. Beard of shame. Yeah, was he a Romney guy? Makes a lot of sense. Hail the Lord says, blessed to be a part of this fellowship. You guys are amazing. This is the best circle, and it's not even close. Hail the 199 Trump 2024. Fuck yeah. Bruh for $4.99 says, bruh. Dimitri becomes a new member. Welcome to the snake pit, my friend. I'll be your Huckleberry for $5. Thank you. Pizza is great. Late start, but we all knew that eventually you delivered to the snake pit. What was the word you mispronounced on stream with Ryan today? Affiliated. That's what it was. Troy News. There is this chilling Metal Gear Solid 2 codec call 2023 video you need to watch. It's 5 minutes long. I've seen it. That's an iconic thing. I saw it. I remembered it after I saw it, but like, yes, we can actually watch that a little bit. It's creepy. It's creepy. Hayden Wayne. We have to talk about how General Michael Flynn shared Dan Vask's song. Yes, he did. We talked about that. I'm so happy. Jared the American. Hey, Jeremy, I was wondering if you would like to come on my daily stream sometime this summer. I've been taking a break recently because of the finals. Hey, man. I'm always willing to try to come on. I'm pretty busy right now, but as summer gets here, we can definitely see if there's any options, man. Good work on all your stuff you're doing, man. Sophie says, pause Tetris to be here. Epic. Chills when I saw Game Boy. Yes. So Tetris on Apple, whatever the fuck Apple's streaming is called, Tetris is phenomenal. I highly recommend Tetris. Please check it out if you have the ability. It's really good. Derp Nader says, hail to the 199 Snake Pit Battalion and hail to you, Cobra Commander Snake Pit. Rise up. Thank you so much. I did want to play this because I think this is I got to play this. So Matt Walsh responded to the quartering, and this was insane to me. This response was unbelievable.
The right's weird obsession with disavowing video games, anime, and social media is why they will never appeal to most of Gen Z. The base is literally dying off, and most of the voices in the community are actively refusing recruits. Well, with all due respect to Jeremy from the quartering, I think it's safe to say that I have recruited more people into conservatism than he ever has or ever will. I do sometimes, I have to admit, get a little bit tired of hearing lectures on effectiveness from people who are far less effective. The right's...
Oof. Like, that was so bad. That was such a bad response. That was incredibly bad. Holy shit, bro. I mean, that was bad. And that right there is the attitude that has put him in this position to begin with. I couldn't believe when I heard him. You really dropping numbers? So now numbers are the most important thing? Really? Like, so that's it. Just YouTube numbers. That's really all that matters. Okay. I mean, if that's the hill you want to die on, I guess so. But yeah, that was bad. And again, I've seen people say, oh, well, Jeremy, meaning me, simping for the quartering. What was it? Like, when was this? This was this is a few days ago. I got to go into my replies to find it. If you go into my replies, ultimately, I highly respect the quartering. I highly respect Jeremy. Jeremy's had my back on many occasions when other people wouldn't have my back. That is a fact, okay? I like Jeremy a lot. He's a good dude. He's a solid dude. But when we agree, we agree. When we disagree, we disagree. When he had that Crowder take, trying to find it right here. So when he had that Crowder take, and he's been fucking, he will do anything to defend Crowder, which I think is cringe. Right here, he deleted the tweet. This is him talking about Crowder. I said, sounds like karma to me. Crowder has always been a douchebag. Leaking private conversation seems right up his alley. So no, I don't really care what somebody's opinion is. I'm going to be 100% on it, whatever. He is 100% on the Crowder side. I am not, but we agree on the Daily Wire stuff. And I tend to agree with the quartering a lot more than I disagree with him. And ultimately, what I do know about quartering is if anything ever happens to my YouTube channel, or if I need help on anything, I could call Jeremy Hambley up and he will do whatever he can to help me. I know that for a fact. That is just a fact. I consider him a friend. He's a really good dude. And I've watched him help creators out like hardly anybody else. And I think it's really bullshit when somebody like Matt Walsh wants to try to disrespect somebody like Jeremy. You can complain about Jeremy. I think his drunk tweets are cringe as hell. He does that all the time. He goes on his drunken rants on Twitter. I think it's cringe. But that dude has helped a lot of fucking creators out. People that don't even necessarily like him. He will help people out. That dude has looked out for a lot of fucking people. A lot of people. And that is to be commended. And that is something that's so rare of someone. Like, he has a massive channel. He has a massive company, and he still looks out for people that have been done wrong. That's a fucking fact, you know? And so I don't appreciate the disrespect that Matt Walsh, dismissed the quartering. That dude's done a lot and helped a lot of people. And that is to be commended for sure. So, let's see here. Derp Naper got that one. Arthur Brown for $1.99. Thank you. Grizzly Nightmare says, did you see the Ben Shapiro interview with Tom McNaughton today? Maybe the Daily Wire is figuring out pop culture is important. They tend to dip their toes in stuff. I know, like, God, man, I can't tell you how many people accused me of like having a deal worked out with the Daily Wire when me and Ryan did that video for the Daily Wire. It's just one of those things where I appreciate what they've done. I think they're a net positive overall. I 100% do. I've liked a lot of what they've done. My issue is the constant, like the seemingly pro DeSantis narrative now that exists with the company. That's not to say like someone like Candace Owens and stuff like that. And that's not something that you have to acknowledge. That Candace has been kind of calling out the DeSantis stuff, but you've just seen a lot. When you are the level they are, you have to recognize that. You know what I mean? Like for me, as Geeks and Gamers grew, and again, I understand Geeks and Gamers is nothing compared to the Daily Wire. Okay, great. Matt Walsh, I know I'm not on your level. Okay, nobody's on your level. Nobody's up there. You're to your level, Matt Walsh. We all understand you're the GOAT of YouTube, and no one can compete with you. Okay, we get that, but it's relative though. So the growth of Geeks and Gamers is relative. It's relative to what we have and what we feel our expectations were. And so our growth has been exponential. And I've obviously changed a little bit of my approach in certain things as we've grown. I've stopped quote tweeting as many people. I don't fight on Twitter as much anymore. Occasionally I'll still do it here and there because you gotta scratch the itch. But I don't even do the hater streams anymore, where I used to debate all the people that hated me, because ultimately none of them actually debated me. They just fucking sat there being fangirls. These guys hated on me constantly until they got on a stream with me. And I'm like, yeah, what are your criticisms? Oh, you complain about things. Yeah, because there's a lot of shitty stuff out there. What's next? Like it's just their criticisms were terrible. But as it's grown, I've kind of had to recognize, like, okay, we're in a different place. We have to act a little differently. More eyes are on us, yada, yada, yada. The Daily Wire is trying to impact culture. That is something the company has actually said, that the company is trying to impact culture. They're trying to create movies. They're trying to create entertainment. Very respectable, very respectable. But as you grow, as you get more visibility, as things happen, you have to recognize that you have people that are watching you. And if we're going to criticize the left and the ESPNs of the world and the MSNBCs of the world for disrespecting people and disrespecting the audience and dismissing people, then we have to hold the other side to the same standard. You can't dismiss people when you are trying to be a cultural leader. You can't do it. You can't just dismiss people like that. It's just dumb. It doesn't help anything. And so that's really where we're at with this. So I think Matt Walsh is a very smart man. I think he's very good at what he does. And I think that he's very important for everything going on. The stuff that he talks about is monumentally important, and his voice is very powerful. That's why I think it's important that he recognizes how important this particular element is. And maybe he should change his approach a little bit. Maybe not his position, but maybe in the way that he approaches it. And maybe he could have a little bit better impact on that, because to me, it comes off very pretentious. And trust me, we have seen a lot of pretentiousness from Hollywood and the left, a lot. And it's never fun to see it from people that you think are, blazing a new path to offset all of that shit from Hollywood. That's all. Swig of water for the working man. We get a 50 from Magnum Norse. I'm done with my job and I'm freaking rich. Pour out some water for the working man while I drive to the bank laughing like the Joker. LOL. What is this, Magnum Norse? All right. I'm done with my job and I'm freaking rich. Pour out some water for the working man while I drive to the bank laughing like the Joker. LOL, LOL, LOL. We'll swig of water to the working man, Magnum Norris. I don't understand what you're saying, but I promise you that I will accept your money if you're freaking rich. I appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well. Drive safe. I hope you're enjoying the show. Let me be clear, because I want to acknowledge what I just said. And recognize that, hey, you should probably take some of your own advice right there too. So it's a fair point. So if I'm saying that about, Matt Walsh, and I'm sitting here ranting and raving about this, I think, again, it's important. And I kind of dialed it back a little bit earlier, trying to give the proper context of, like, all I'm asking for is at its core. All right. Take all the hyperbole out of it. Take all of the theatrics out of it. At its core, I feel that if Matt Walsh and people like him on the conservative side that have this, maybe they don't necessarily mean it the way it's coming off, but there is an aura about them or an image about them that they don't respect nerd and geek culture. Okay? I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying that there is this perception that they do. And if there is this perception that they do, and then you have to say, if these guys understand the significance of culture and how important it is, hopefully they can recognize this and just take a little bit better approach. That is all I'm looking for. At its core, that's it. That's all I want. That's it. I don't need you to fucking play Fortnite with me or some bullshit, okay? I don't need you to wave the flag for Titanfall 3, which we, God willing, we'll get a Titanfall 3. But I don't need Matt Walsh to be telling Respawn Entertainment that, it would help, Matt. 40 million views. If Matt Walsh said Titanfall 3 needs to happen, it might happen. So maybe I do need him to help me on that. But the point being is that all I'm looking for is just a little bit of, round those edges off a little bit. That's all. Because it's important. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen everything that we love destroyed by the left. I've seen it happen. And we're seeing, like, never in a million years that I think we would get to a point. And again, I want to put the picture up just for full context one more time. Never in a million years Did I think we would see something like this in a Spider-Man movie? Yes. That is in a Spider-Man movie. And if you think that it's just one-off, you are wrong. This is horrible. This is beyond disgusting. You know? And this is what the most important aspect of this is to make sure that this shit is not in our entertainment. This belongs nowhere in entertainment for children at all. And the left doesn't care, man. And they have control of this shit. And that's the scary thing right there. So, yeah, that's going to be Into the Spider-Verse. So, Into the Spider-Verse Part 2. Yes, they will, Crazy Ed. Yes, they will. Because they don't believe in anything that they're saying. They only get away with it where they can get away with it. You're 100% right. They will remove it in the Middle East. They will. So, it's just unbelievable, man. It really is. Stone Cold's beer cooler. Matt Walsh stance is the neocon equivalent of Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables. I think that there's definitely some similarities there for sure. Lost Tale says Jeremy anti-2A confirmed. Zalisha says this stream is going to be lit. Already popping off. K Road, Hail Cobra. We haven't talked much about Judas Pence lately. Do you think he might be a thorn in Trump's side closer to the election? At this point in time, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I can't fucking process how Donald Trump deals with what he deals with. I don't understand it. Donald Trump, I don't know how he can have a conversation. I don't know how he can have any type of new relationship with anybody because everybody is after this guy, dude. Every fucking body is after Trump. I don't know how he is able to function. He gets attacked more than anybody I have ever seen. And it's all because of one reason and one reason only. Because he's running for president of the United States of America. If Trump just didn't run, his life would immediately become a king's life. He would live the rest of his life like a fucking king. He has all the money. He has all the connections. He can go anywhere. He can do anything. He's the most famous human being on the planet. And this all comes down to if he was not running for president, his life would be perfect. But because he's running for president and because they hate him because of what he will do, he's the most attacked human being on the planet. So Pence may be a minor thorn in his side, but I think he's got bigger problems than just Pence. He's got a lot of the Republican establishment in the media side and the political side that are against him. He obviously has the left. He has lawsuits. He's been put under arrest. He's been indicted. He's got more legal stuff going on in Georgia. It's wild, man. You got former presidents after him. You got politicians after him. You've got judges after him. It's crazy. It's hard to comprehend how much hate the man gets. And yet, guess what? Still standing there like a boss. It's impressive. It really is. Let's see. Bethesda's Lore Master for new member. Thank you, sir. We got 8 new members so far tonight. Haas Bonnet Venture. Crowder stands versus Daily Wire sells are both the same. They are both Israel shills who won't allow you to question it or you are anti-Semitic. Yeah, I mean, I'm catching it from the Crowder stands and the Daily Wire fans. And ultimately, I have no problem with you being a fan of the Daily Wire or Steven Crowder. That is not, my beef is never an individual's preference on who they want to support and who they watch. I am not in the business of telling adults what the fuck to do. I am not. I'm in the business of criticizing individuals on what I see. And the reason I don't have an inherent problem with Steven Crowder or the Daily Wire. I have a problem with the fact that I think that they are very important to what could be happening in about a year and a half. And it gets frustrating when I see them, in my opinion, creating more problems than solutions in the particular lead up to 2024. If you want to look at the overall scope of things, I think that both Crowder and the Daily Wire are a net positive, 100%, no doubt about that. But in specific to the 2024 lead up, I see more problems than solutions right now. But you as an individual, you can support who you want. I'm not going to chastise you for being a fan of anybody on this internet. That is not my responsibility, and it never will be. You can support whoever you want. You can watch who you want. You can financially support who you want, and you will never, ever hear me tell you you're wrong, because I respect individual people's ability to make up their own mind, and I always will. I might have disagreements with you. I might get sarcastic at times. I might highlight a comment and start using that to start memeing. But at the end of the day, at my core, I respect your opinions, regardless as to what they are, in terms of who you support, you know? So let's see here. Magnum North says, only an idiot would see what we're seeing and not recognize that it ain't video games, it's communism. Thank you, Magnum Norse. Demio Pachi, I think that's how you say that. New member to the Snake Pit 199. Digital Demonic Davros. Imagine if they read Manifesto or watched bowling for a certain high school all day. Maybe that would be interesting, to say the least. Absolutely. General So gifted a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Unlimited Power member message. Smoking Man Guy from the meetup is a big gulps, huh? Well, see you later, personified. Those memes have been fantastic. Those memes have been on point. Magnum North says it's called a severance package and stop options. You dig? Oh, you didn't lose your job, I'm hoping, right? All right. A severance package is great. A severance package could be really great. I've had a few severance packages in my day. Some better than others. Some better than others. Shout out to you, Magnum Norris. And then Magnum Norris says, the left wants us fractured. Please don't pour gas on our house. I agree with that. And that's why I try to put it in perspective of everything. Ultimately, I do think people like Matt Walsh and Steven Crowder are an overall net positive. They absolutely are. Let's see. Norris is drunk, says Saint Smash. Let me see. Google Must Die says Matt Walsh would rather you spend time with your family than a video game in order to be a better parent. He's got 6 kids and he's a millennial. Well, I mean, you know, Matt, I run an entire company called Geeks and Gamers, and I focus on gaming, and I focus on the internet, and I focus on all these things. And I choose to keep my family life private and sacred out of that whole process. Pretty interesting, isn't it? But did oh my God, Kevin just dropped 50. Look at the chat right now. Look at the chat. Holy crap. Holy shit. The chat has gone insane. Kevin just dropped 50 gifted memberships. 50. Holy shit. T-Dragon says, not all conservatives and Christians think the way Bounding and Matt do about games culture. They give the rest of us a bad name. It sucks that these boomers are going to have power for years to come until they die out. I agree. I think let me take some of my own criticism right here. I think one thing that I do consistently, and I've got to work on it, all right? And hopefully, if you're going to clip anything I say, you can clip this, okay? One thing that I do consistently wrong is I've been lumping all conservatives into my criticism. That is a mistake. That's a massive mistake of mine. And I've had to clarify that more times than I've wanted to, but that's on my own fault. It's my own wrongdoing. So I need to do a better job of clarifying what I'm saying. That is not the audience's fault for me misspeaking. It's my fault for miscommunicating. So I will apologize for that. I will try my best not to generalize anymore when I'm talking about this issue, because I understand that hurts my overall point. That hurts my overall point that I'm trying to make when I generalize, because instead of my point being heard, I have to spend time clarifying my point. And I think that's the same issue I have with a lot of what Matt Walsh is doing right now. He's spending more time clarifying than his point actually being heard. And that's what I think one of my faults is right now. When I recently have started criticizing conservatives about this, I need to be more specific as to who the conservatives are and not making everyone think I'm just talking about conservatives. So my apologies on that. I will work on that. Let's see. Lord Bass becomes a new member of the Snake Pit. Thank you, Archer Blades. If Matt's anime sarcasm didn't land with most people, then in my opinion, that's on him. Not everyone gets deadpan humor. Agreed. Hayden for 20. I watched the left destroy things for years while I was deep into politics. Saw the 100-year history. Then I watched the right give up culture completely. Then I found this corner of the net and I found out how to fight. Hail. Thank you, Hayden. And Hayden told me this in person. So 100% you told me this. And I appreciated when you said that, man. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's why this is so important to me, because I feel the same way as Hayden, where I've seen this happen. You know, again, backstory for Jeremy, backstory Cobra time. But again, when I started Geeks and Gamers, before it got big, before people knew who it was just a little bitty Facebook group, and I was very proud of it. And again, everything is relative. So everything is relative. That needs to be understood. Everything is relative. You know, someone like, and I'm not meaning to disrespect Matt Walsh when I say this, as much as I'm just trying to use him as an example. Matt Walsh has nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube. He gets 40 million fucking views a month. That's insane. It's insane. Now, I know he's recently been demonetized, but prior to the demonetization, Matt Walsh, like, my God, those numbers are insane. The ad revenue was insane. Matt Walsh getting a $5 super chat or a $50 super chat, probably, I don't even know if he's live streams. It probably didn't mean anything to him because he was making ungodly amount of revenue. Matt Walsh having 100,000 subscribers and 1,300 people watching him probably would mean nothing. To me, it's every fucking thing. It's everything. I am humbled beyond belief to have this opportunity. It blows my mind that we have what we have here. And that 1,300 people are watching me right now at 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that who just sent a $5 super chat? Let's see. Lucario 417. It blows my mind that Lucario would take his hard-earned money and drop a super chat so that I could, read the comment. Blows my mind. Amazing. You know what I mean? And so back when Geeks and Gamers had a smaller following, that following still meant everything to me because it was relative to the time. It still was important to me. It's still real to me, damn it. But it did. It was always important to me. So my following was always big in perspective of it was my following. So it's huge amount of people. When I started Geeks and Gamers, my position was I would not talk about politics. You don't need to know the guy that runs the company's politics. That was my stance. I love Trump, but you don't need to know I love Trump. You don't need to know anything about my politics or my religion or my family or whatever. You don't need to know my politics. That was my stance as the owner of the company. Now, people that were on the team, they could give whatever opinion they wanted, whether that be pro-Trump, anti-Trump, or no Trump at all. But Jeremy had to be above it because I am the owner, and the owner has to set the tone and to not get into the mud. And then I saw the left weaponizing political opinions. And I saw all of these left-wing activists outing Trump supporters. Oh, there's a rumor this guy's a Trump supporter. There's a rumor that guy's a Trump supporter. Don't support him. And I said to myself, I'm like, I can never be in this position. I can never have an audience that will abandon me if they find out I'm a Trump supporter. So I have to be public about it. Never wanted to, but the left forced my hand. I was like, well, I don't want to build a following of people to only be exposed as a Trump supporter to only lose my following. So fuck it. I'll just whip it out right here on the table and flop it down so everybody can see it. So boom, MAGA, baby. 2020, 2016, 2024, MAGA for fucking ever. So that was my path. I had to see that what the left was doing. and it led me to where we are now. And so, that's just, yes, the left is the reason why politics is in everything. No, Sophie, not Gavin, because if I was to whip it out on the table, you would certainly see what I have. Unlike Gavin's, we didn't see what he had. Sorry, Gavin. Sorry about that. Maybe that's what Gavin had. Maybe right there. That's Gavin right there. Hang on, let me get a good angle. Right there. That's all Gavin had. It wasn't a lot, man. It was so small the YouTube censors couldn't even find it. So I guess that's the positive to take away from it. It was so little, the YouTube censors couldn't even find it. I will never understand what possesses a grown-ass man with the smallest dick I've ever seen in my life, why he would pull that out on a live stream in front of 20,000 people. I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why he would do that. Oh boy, why did you do that, dude? Thanks for making the background the focus point. Makes your Amish beard more bearable. It's so weird because my facial hair looks so Amish on camera, but in reality, it looks okay. It looks better in person. I don't know. What do you think, Steph? Does it look better in person? Steph?
I was just about to say it's Amish in person. I was about to type that in chat.
It's not that Amish in person. It's getting there. It's filling out. Even Beardo told me it filled out.
Yeah, it's filling out. It's fine.
It's at that awkward phase though, where I usually get rid of it because I'm like, oh, this looks fucking terrible. So
no,
I
it
don't
looks
know.
good. The problem is that your mustache is light. I
Yes.
think that's
The hair is thick here, but the mustache, like it doesn't come in. The color will come in eventually if I keep letting it grow. But
yeah,
and
the lights don't help either. They make it appear even lighter. So.
Look at the beard of shame in the chat. So. Oh goodness. All right. Thanks, Steph.
Yeah.
All right. So there. Anyway, I don't even remember what point I was trying to make, but thank you, Hayden, for that. Arthur Brown says he might have a bigger audience than the Quartering, but he doesn't have a bigger audience than any AAA company like Blizzard, Epic, or Bethesda. Exactly. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Matt Walsh lost me at anime. Does he know there's also anime that's catered to adults too, like Berserk, for instance? It's not like Pokemon or Naruto. I don't think he knows. And I think it just comes down to, he just doesn't understand the significance. I really do. Special Ray says Matt Walsh is a closet they them banker. If I've ever seen one, just like Cernovich, who thinks pop culture isn't valid. Yeah, I don't like Cernovich either. And so again, when people ask me like, who do you mean when you say conservatives? Matt Walsh, Cernovich, who's that one guy? The former Major League Baseball player who's pretty based. God, I can't remember his name now, but he used to always say like, instead of play video games, you just go out, get laid or some shit like that. It's like, shut the fuck up. I know somebody's gonna, no, not Kurt Schilling, not Kurt Schilling. Aubrey Huff. That's it. Down nice. Aubrey Huff is who I'm talking about. So he would say the dismissive bullshit. Ian Miles Chong. We all know the problems with Ian Miles Chong. It's just ridiculous. Brocatron for 11 says the thing that Star Trek fans don't get is Star Trek 09 is established to be an Elseworld story where all the original stuff happened as they remember, where Disney Star Wars is a direct continuation. That is very true. Jester says the left sees pop culture as a club for their propaganda. The Walshes of the world dismiss pop culture as childish or dangerous. This is why we lose. I'm very firm in belief in that right there. We agree. Zalisha says, stop pretending violent video games are harmful just because you don't like them. You being Walsh. This crap has been debunked many times already. Yes, agreed. Dutchy says, that's so disingenuous from you. Don't take clips out of context. The left does that. The anime clip was him being funny. He has no opinion on anime. Then say that. And again, he said, didn't he say, like, again, let me play the clip. And again, if there's a more of a clip of that, and I can't remember, I think I probably saw it, like, I think I saw the I can't remember if I saw the rest of this, because this thing happened a long time ago. So let's play this. All right, now I want to play this because towards the end he says this.
Seems weird, just like bizarre, creepy. And in general, I don't think that adults should be, whether it's anime or any other kind of cartoon, with rare exception, adults really should be watching cartoons in general.
So where he says with rare exception, that's where I wonder, like, how much of that is a joke? Because you wouldn't have added the with rare exception. You know what I mean? Why would you add with rare exception if it's a sarcastic joke? You know what I mean? So that's my question about it. And maybe he is, but I'm just asking the question. Let's see. I'm just reading the chat. A lot of people saying I shouldn't be playing the clip out of context and all of that, and other people saying he's serious. So, can you guys put the full clip, or get me the full clip in the Snake Pit Discord, and I'll play the full context of it. I want to hear the rest of it. Drunk 3PS says he sucks at Fortnite. That's why he hates video games. Yeah, that's my stance on it right there. He's anti-Trump. Fuck him. Hell yeah. VeggieTales is what Matt was talking about. Probably that's the rare exception. Yeah. Can somebody in the Hailstorm? If you guys, he's got to give me a BRB. Steph, are you in the Snake Pit Discord? Can you help me out and see if we can get that clip? Are you finding it?
I'm looking for it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So we'll look for it. Hey, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to listen to you, chat. Okay. So I want to get the full context of it and hear everything he's got to say. Okay. I'll hear everything he's got to say. We discuss how he was serious or not in the Discord. Okay, let me pull Discord up. Let me pull the Discord up. Let's see. All right. Open Discord. I'm trying to hear you guys out, okay? Because the audience is always right. Okay, we know that. Okay. You guys have so much shit in this Discord. Oh my God. What the fuck? All these memes. All right. Is that it, Lost Tales? This is the one from earlier, but the one he wants is where I don't know. Yeah, I want to hear that full clip of the video that he said that on. That's the one I want. I don't want one after the fact when he got backlash. I want the one in the moment. Let's see. So I'm trying to pull it up now. Starts at 45 seconds. So this is his response to it. See, if this is his response, I want to see the clip from when he said that. That's what I want to see. But I'll play this one too, just for full disclosure. I want to see in that moment. I want to see the context to what he said in that moment.
To give my opinion on the subject of anime. And I spent about 35 seconds on the subject in which I stated that from my vantage point, anime is satanic. Now, I acknowledge that I have no argument to support that view. I have no, perhaps, reason or justification for it. It is rather, as the kids say, a vibe. Anime has a satanic vibe. That's all. Have I ever seen anime? Do I even know exactly what anime is? These questions aren't relevant. All that matters is that, as I said in response to a live question someone asked, anime is the work of the devil. That's my truth that I live in every day. Now, there are some who might assume that This comment was simply a half-assed, off-the-cuff joke about cartoons, and that's all. Now, there's some who might observe that I've also argued for cyclists to be imprisoned. I've said that people who leave their shopping carts in the parking lot are morally equivalent to serial killers and should be executed on the spot. I've called for legislation outlawing small talk in elevators and the use of emojis by males over the age of 18. I even spent 3 months on this show attacking my own employer over his refusal to give me a giant stuffed walrus. So you might assume that my theories about anime's satanic origins should be taken in the same spirit as all those other sorts of comments. And you're right, because I'm totally serious about all of it. It's good then that social media took it with the seriousness that it was intended. I was one of the top trending subjects.
So he's basically doubling down on the sarcasm, essentially, is what he's doing. So, yeah. So he's doubling and tripling down. So on the sarcasm. And my question would be, if your stance is that violent video games are detrimental, then wouldn't actively, and again, I'm not telling you I have a problem with this. Not at all. I like the trolling, okay? I also hate moral superiority. So if you're going to stick by that and double and triple down on the message that you clearly are being sarcastic on, and you're not going to give the context to it, but you think that video games can harm people that hear them, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, be your edgelord. That's fine. Be an edgelord. Be sarcastic. Be whatever you want to be. But don't take this claim that violent video games are bad for children. It's fucking retarded. That's my problem. My problem is not him being edgy. It's the fact that he tries to take the serious position on trying to tell people how to raise their children while saying things like that. You can't have both. Are you a serious person that cares about the young mind or not? You can't have both. That's the problem with it. So he wants to be taken seriously. He doesn't mind the backlash. So why are you getting mad that he's getting the backlash? Do I need to keep going? Is there more to this? Let's see. There's no more to go? Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading the chat to try to see if you guys want me to keep going. I'll go some more. Let's go some more.
On Twitter nationwide yesterday, again, this time due to my controversial stance on anime. A great many accounts with anime avatars expressed their hurt and anger over my opinion, leading me to believe that maybe I was wrong about anime causing demonic possession. Maybe it actually just causes you to become an extremely whiny dork. That's another theory. Meanwhile, the news media jumped into action. My randomly muttered hot take about anime made it into the headlines of several major news outlets. Yahoo News reports, Daily Wire troll Matt Walsh denounces anime as satanic, though he doesn't know why. Denounces. I denounced it. Mediaite says, Matt Walsh declares anime satanic, but admits he's not sure why. The Independent says, Matt Walsh says he thinks all anime is satanic and adults shouldn't be watching cartoons. Newsweek takes a slightly different angle. They say, Daily Wire host who called anime satanic blasted by real Satanists. Oh, well, if real Satanists are angry about it, then I guess I'm more right than I ever realized. So I can now, with more confidence than ever, say that I stand by my comments, obviously. Well, if you feel like you need more...
Okay, so yeah, I think that I would love to appreciate his sarcasm and trolling, because I normally do appreciate sarcasm and trolling. But you can't play both sides and then get mad when people can't tell what you're actually saying. So I'll go back to what I actually said, and that was this right here. What did I actually say about that comment? Right here. This is what I said. This is why the left wins. And it is. This is why the left wins. I stand by my statement 100%. This is one of the. So you guys, like, what the fuck are you saying that this is out of context? The people that said that I was reacting to an out of context clip, he gave no further context other than he doubled and tripled down to the point where finally, because he's so adamant about it, understood it, but he didn't clarify anything, showing he doesn't actually care, which proves my point. Oh, it's out of context. There's no fucking out of context of anything. There's nothing out of context about this. Holy shit. I was just accused of playing out of context clips from this guy, and there's nothing out of context. Jesus Christ. I gave you your clip. I played more to it, and nothing was proven other than this guy is trying to be an edgelord, which is totally fine. You know who's an edgelord? Do you know who's a fucking edgelord? Right here. Hang on. This is an edgelord, okay? This is essentially who Matt Walsh is trying to be. 3-year letterman, okay? This is an edgy guy who literally just trolls people on Twitter all fucking day long, and it's the greatest account on the internet. Look at this. Florida is number 1, and we will work to ensure it remains number 1. This guy says the SEC East standings say otherwise. He goes in here. Look, this man has diplomatic immunity. If you can't accept the fact, you can't accept the Constitution. Look, like some of his takes are so stupid. Hang on, let me find it. There was one that he got absolutely crushed for yesterday. If you're Irish, he's talking to Conor McGregor. If you're Irish, that means you must do whatever King Charles says because you live in an absolute monarchy under the rule of British crown. You don't have freedom like we do in America, the older and greatest country on earth. Like all he does is talks about America and his fucking Ford Taurus. And he gets so many people baited. He just pulls so many people. And they get so triggered. This is Matt Walsh, okay? This is Matt Walsh. It's okay. Matt Walsh wants to be a fucking troll. Congratulations. That's awesome. Be a fucking troll. Don't ask people to take you seriously in any capacity whatsoever then. Never again can we ever take Matt Walsh seriously for anything he says because he's a professional troll. You can't be both. You can't expect people to accept both perspectives. And that is the hilarity of all of this. 3-year Letterman's the best. It's fucking phenomenal, dude. Like, you guys have no idea how good that account is. If you have not seen some of his takes, they're the best things ever, dude. Like the other day, he was he basically talks about his Ford Taurus and his waterbed that he can afford with cash. It's just great. Let me find this one that he triggered people with the other day with Trump. Right here. He tweeted this out. One American standing with another. People got so fucking mad. One American standing with the other. No, it's a you problem. Donald Trump is not Christian. He has stated several times he has never once asked God for forgiveness. He probably has never acknowledged his sin, even with Stormy Daniels' affair. You have wrapped your proper worship Jesus with your idol Trump. Like, they're so fucking mad, dude. Let's see. There's just so many. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but there was one the other day that he really got people worked up. Right here. Raise the voting age to 21. Bring back the draft. Gen Z is a disaster that requires emergency correction. I'd personally raise the voting age to 25. Young people don't know anything, especially that voting is pointless. As a youth football coaching legend, I forbid my players from even thinking about voting. It's got 4,000 likes. That's illegal, and trust someone is going to figure out your name and make sure you get charged for that. That would be a violation of my First Amendment rights. I recommend that you actually read the Declaration of Independence and delete your uninformed tweet. So good, dude. So trolling, nothing wrong with it, man. Nothing wrong with it. So if Matt Walsh wants to be known as a troll, 100%. Let's just take him for what is a troll. Don't take anything he ever says seriously. And I can laugh at every fucking thing he does, every comment he makes. We can do that. So I'm 100% okay with that because I respect the grind. I respect the grind. Let's see. He's so good. Dutchy says, oh, got that one. See, Dutchy, you said Dutchy sent me a $5 super chat. I appreciate that. You got a lot of mileage out of that $5 super chat, bro. Okay. You got a lot of mileage out of that one. You got me to pull the clip up. You said I was being disingenuous, and then I took the clip out of context. You said the left does that. The anime clip was him being funny. He has no opinion on anime. You got a ton of mileage out of that $5 one. You got a ton of mileage out of that one. Respect. Holy shit. That was good. I respect the fuck out of that. If you he got a lot of mileage out of that $5 super chat. I respect it. I got no problem with it. I got to pull up Rumble, see what you guys have going on over here. God, Rumble rants disappear, man. Retype whatever your Rumble rant was on Rumble right now, and I will read it. My apologies. But respect for that $5 mileage. Hazel Eye says the right and left want to ban everything and send us back to the 1800s. It's exhausting. Sad but true. Let's see. Triple A says guns don't kill people, video games do. Fixie Clary says Matt Walsh is really smart about a lot of things, but then he starts talking about how awful ketchup is and how stupid people are that use it. I draw the line on that one. Let's see. Nostalgia for days. I've disliked Matt Walsh since he acted like you need to be a child to watch superhero movies. Yeah, I don't hate Matt Walsh. I mean, like I said, I thought his What is a Woman documentary was phenomenal. Fantastic. And really triggered all the right people. And again, I was a Daily Wire annual supporter at the time when he made that. So I was very happy to support him and support that. And I still recommend everybody go watch What is a Woman. I think it's phenomenal. I can criticize people, but also recognize, all of the positivity that they bring and the good things that they do. So, JM the Elite Fan says, I argue that satanic panic of the 80s and 90s served as a precursor to cancel culture, showed politicians and media they can manipulate public opinions based on asinine reasoning. Very well said. Very well said. Magnum Norris says, Joe Biden told every company, including my own, to fire me if I didn't get vaccinated. A few months later, a friend of the family died immediately following the booster shot. Holy shit. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, the vaccine mandates, like, that's a huge problem, man. It's a huge, like, if you support mandates, that's next level. And I know you don't. I'm saying people that do. General So says, dude turning more independent people away from the right than he has recruited people who already agree with him. LOL. F the extreme left and right. I agree, man. That's my stance. I don't like the extreme left or right. Sci-Fi is life. Member message. If an invite was given to Matt to have a conversation with the F&T panel, do you think he would accept? I don't know. And I don't know if we would do that after the Gavin McGinnis situation. Because Gavin put us in a real bad spot. And not that I think Matt Walsh would pull his dick out, but F&T is not a political show per se. So I don't know if we would even extend that invite. That would be a group decision we'd have to talk about. Johnny the Whiskid says, I wonder if Matt Walsh ever played Atari. It's nothing but pixels. Or better yet, how about Pong? Just 2 lines and a ball. Think he'd ever try these? Probably not. Maticus Finch says, Dems have had the youth culture on lock for decades. I'm old enough to remember Bill Clinton playing sax on Arsenio Hall and being a character in NBA Jam. 100%. And I've talked about that many times with him playing saxophone on Arsenio Hall. Just chilling for 10 says this is let's see, this war we are going through is control freaks versus people who want to be left alone. Matt is just one of those on the other side who wants a sterile country. It's a losing ideology. Agreed. MSY Anna for $10 with the level up super sticker. Thank you. General So with another gifted D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. God damn it, it jumped on me. It always jumps. It always jumps. Dutchy becomes a member. Respect, Dutchy. Dutchy's like, I got a lot of mileage out of that 5. Become a member. GM Steelhaven. God bless Jeremy Osteen and his rants. Praise this chat and praise Matt Walsh for disrespecting D-Day Cobra. D-Day Cobra is a toxic individual, and Matt Walsh trolled him, and it's beautiful. Don't send any super chats to D-Day Cobra tonight. Jeremy Osteen says send them to D-Day Osteen. Wamen. Let's see. Hayden, Jeremy, send that screenshot with the flag circled to Matt Walsh and ask him if he knows where that's at. Then beat him with everything else shoved at kids. He just doesn't understand, nor do others. Agreed. Bebop 1988, Matt Walsh jars his own farts so he can smell them later. Greedo, got you. Stay awesome, Jeremy. Hail the Snake Pit 199. Thank you. Crispy Mofo says, you know that AB will have to buy back beer with their born on date expires. Nobody has reported on that yet. I used to own a liquor store, so I know. Interesting. This whole thing is crazy. So we'll have to check this out with the Anheuser-Busch. The drunk wedding photographer, Reverend Jeremy, bless me with that southern drawl. We just gave you some Jeremy Osteen. Jeremy Osteen ain't too cheap, so we gotta get some super chats before Jeremy Osteen can reappear. NK Gelman. It's going to be interesting to see how the neocons and the woke will act when GTA 6 eventually comes out. That is true. Algebra instructor, there will be a year in our lifetime that no Christmas elves make toys. Only then will the young boys and girls figure out how mad the elves are. Grail says, where does his opinion end if it were to spread? Regulation, laws? What books should we then burn next? Tyranny is tyranny in red instead of blue? Maybe. Exactly my points. Where do you, when you draw that line, when does it stop? Arthur Brown says video games are addicting, but social media plus Netflix is also addicting, and Matt literally contributes to that. You pretty much got to be against all entertainment to be consistent with this argument. Bingo. Bruce Flash says, I'd like to see the Daily Wire talk about getting kids out of terrible public schools and being better parents instead of blaming games or anime. 100%. 199. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Matt Walsh crapping on video games is as bad as Adidas Arkesia doing the similar thing. 100%. Barry McCockiner says, please play the damn video. What video? How long ago was that? That was a while back. What video? I don't know what video. Digital Demonic Davros. I have been playing video games since Space Invaders and Asteroids came out. I have 6 grandchildren. Congratulations to you. Wolverine Snick says 199. Kale says, I remember that car video with your daughter laughing my ass off. Yes, she was not on screen. That was one time. That was early. Those are early days. As the channel grew and everything, I made an active decision to disconnect family from everything, my YouTube side. So don't really talk about it unless I absolutely have to for whatever reason. But most people don't know, and I like to keep it that way. So yeah, I keep that very much private. And I think that's that's just my method. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. You have to do what works best for you. And so I'm not saying my way is right or wrong, but it's right for me. What's right for me may not be right for other people, and that's 100% okay. You know what I mean? So let's see. Anthony Manchester City dollar, thank you. Fixie Clary says, I'm 51 and I pre-ordered Zelda Tears of Kingdom. I've been playing video games since 1978. I found Matt Walsh's position amusing. Absolutely. Eric K. He meant Steph's favorite clip? Steph. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Hi, Steph.
Damn. I can't stop. Every time I hate it.
It's so good.
She
Damn!
Oh man. Bye, Steph. I saw Dan Fask. Look at this. Where's this motherfucker? Look at this son of a bitch. Dan Vask, everybody. Dan Vask. Hi, Dan. Oh, that's good. That was good. Eric K. Many reads to reach people, and not everyone is the same. Matt Walsh is being a bit arrogant here. Agreed. E1337 Neo says the fact that Matt Walsh is willing to drag his family into his kerfuffles just to make a point speaks volumes. A true family man wouldn't do that. I don't want to judge another person on how they handle their family because that's not my position. But when this person constantly talks about how much of a family person they are and how important it is, I don't think that's the right thing to do, man. Like I am in relative to me, I'm a controversial figure. There are people that hate me. Okay. There are people that despise me. Okay. Matt Walsh is clearly, there's a lot more people that hate Matt Walsh than hate me. When you make your children points of your argument consistently, as they grow up, they're going to be known. And I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think that's healthy at all. So like, why would you constantly make if they're so important to keep them shielded from everything? Why do you constantly bring them up as things to discuss on your YouTube channel that gets 40 million fucking views? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's really a strange dynamic for somebody that talks about how important that stuff is to constantly bring up. And like, I never talk about how I am as a parent and what I do as a parent. I don't do these things. I don't talk about these things. I don't think it's the internet's business how I handle that. Eventually, that may change as, age and everything. But as it stands, as the current situation is and has been for me, I don't think that is appropriate for someone that talks on the internet to constantly do that because that stuff is important. But that's just me. So, and Vex says that explains the awkward generation between millennial and Gen Z, the generation that had the core values but loved the fantasy while still able to tell the difference. The gamer generation, untapped. Yep. Let's see here. Bob R says both Jeremys have my sword. All hail the pit. Hell yes. Let's see. Magnum Norris got that. Jose Daily Wire wants to get into dying entertainment movies. The future is gaming. I'm conservative nerd and I feel at home with geeks and gamers. Benny and Nerddrotic. Shout out to Benny Johnson. Shout out to Nerddrotic. My bros right there. Good people. The CJH Entertainment. Once again, Jeremy proving why he's very real with his opinions and doesn't back down from his true beliefs. That's why I subscribe. Thank you, sir. Kyle Phantom becomes a new member. Cobra Crew. You got the tier 3. No, wait, is that? No, that's tier 2. Okay, tier 2. I got to update these tiers so I know the distinction, but Kyle Phantom, thank you. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier gifts a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Magnum Norris got that one. K wrote says, the irony is that the quartering has done far more to prove apolitical, uneducated demos towards conservative ideas than Walsh. Daily Wire speaks to the choir. I actually would agree with that. I honestly think the quartering is not a conservative. The quartering is like not even as like I'm a hardcore Trump supporter. I make that claim. No, like he doesn't even take that stand. Quartering is very down the middle on that, but his videos and things he covers, I think, has driven more people that are able to be convinced one way or the other through the things he covers, I think the quartering has probably pulled more people onto the conservative side than maybe even a Matt Walsh. I would argue that, actually. I would argue that. So, because, yeah, Walsh is preaching to the choir. You're talking to people that already agree with you, whereas quartering is talking to people that some do, some don't, some are independent. He's not targeting conservatives. He's targeting normal thinking people that aren't crazy leftists. You know what I mean? So, good point. There's Kevin with his 50 gifted memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Kevin, who dropped 50 gifted memberships. That is 50 new members to the Snake Pit, 50 new members to the 199. That is amazing. Look at Alec Baldwin's finger, upgraded to Cobra Legend. Holy shit. Alec Baldwin's finger don't miss. Thank you, Alec Baldwin's finger. Got to meet you in Vegas, brother, and that was appreciated. Awesome, man. Magnum Norris says, goddamn right, I'm drunk. Who said what? Hey, Magnum Norris, as long as, again, as a person who has never drank alcohol a day in my life, and as a person who will never drink alcohol a day in my life, I will never drink, I will never smoke, and I will never do a drug. I fully endorse drunk super chatting here at the Snake Pit. Fully endorsed. Fully endorsed. As long as you have the money. As long as you have the money. Don't go broke. Don't go broke. But I fully endorse it. Oh, man. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you, Alec Baldwin's finger. WD-40, let's be real here. We need to shame people who let their kids consume media, video games, and otherwise. That is beyond them. Just like we shame the people who indoctrinate their kids into gender ideology. I would agree to it at certain, like, especially the gender ideology. As far as the shaming of kids that consume media, like, look, man, it's at some point in time, like, as long as it's not actively detrimental, and there is no proof. Okay, there is no proof that kids watching TV all day or playing video games all day is detrimental to them in isolation. What is proving to be detrimental to them is bad parenting. If a parent is allowing their child to play video games all day long without any supervision, taking the child away from the video game isn't going to help the situation. That's only going to make it worse. If anything, video games have probably helped more children that have bad parents than anything, because at least it gives them a central focus thing and keeps them out of trouble. But you still have the bad parent. The bad parent doesn't get cured by taking the video game away from the kid. The bad parent still exists. So if anything, the video game is a far better thing to have in that equation than not have it all. You still have the bad parent. The bad parent is still the problem, not the fucking video game. That's why it's such a stupid argument to have. Jesus Christ, it's such a dumb thing to say. If anything, the video game is a positive in that situation. But what do I know, right? I don't make my family a part of my YouTube, grift to get 40 million views like Matt Walsh. So what do I know? Let me see. Just chilling. There are extremists on left and right. There must be balance in this country if it's going to survive. If not, this country will fail. Well said. Let's see. Calvin says, watch Bill Whittle at the AFAs, the Long March Through the Institutions Conference, May 5th, 2019, by American Freedom Alliance. Talk to him. Take that note, Steph. Bill Whittle at the AFAs, the Long March Through the Institutions Conference, May 5th, 2019. Sophie says, used to watch them. They have similar values, but they've become extremist, arrogant, high and mighty. When they talk, they sound angry. Can't watch. Agreed. Lucario says, my old Catholic high school in rural Texas made a Facebook post celebrating the May the 4th theme lunch day. If they can embrace nerd culture, Matt Walsh can too. Well said. Magnum Norris says, Walsh don't keep no money. Magnum Norris is feeling it, man. The Canceled Ninja, big fan of both you guys and Matt Walsh. After all, you all offer different perspectives in this big battle, and I appreciate it. Hell, the 199. Thank you, the canceled ninja. That is a perfect way to look at this, and I appreciate that. So that's right. You're welcome to be a fan of anybody that I criticize or have difference of opinions with and still support me. I'm not going to tell you you can't. I don't gatekeep that. My stance is this. If you're not a crazy leftist, you're welcome to be here. That's the only line we draw. I don't want crazy leftists here. Fuck off. If you're a crazy leftist that is obsessed with the gender ideology of children, we don't want you here. We don't care about you. We don't want your fucking money. I'll take it. Still throw it in there so we can benefit and build a bigger, better, snake pit. But I don't want you here if you're a crazy leftist that is worried about that. Outside of that, that's the hard line we draw here. Everybody else, you're welcome. Okay? The CJH Entertainment, still salty over losing my 50,000 Star Wars fan page a few years ago. Only evidence of it existing is my 19,000 Star Wars fan Unleashed group. My advice is to only put people in charge who you trust. Absolutely, man. Sorry to hear about that. I'm familiar with that. But yeah, I'm familiar with your story on that, and I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. CJ says, what is with the fake tough guys like Matt Walsh and Kevin McGinnis who look down on gamers in the conservative space? Real tough guys like Suresh have no problem with gamers. Yeah, I mean, Suresh is like fucking trained in multiple ways to handle his business if he needs to. And he'll be on the political stream tomorrow, by the way. But yeah, 100% CJ. Ruben Sanchez. Yes, Ruben. Okay. Yes, brother. We met in Anaheim a few years ago when you first started your journey. You have a great memory. Love your channel and Geeks and Gamers for Life. Fuck yeah, Ruben. I'm pretty sure that was you. I was like, I remember you, Ruben. We met a long time ago. That was like 2018, 2019, something like that. I remember that, bro. That is awesome. Hell yeah. Magnum Norris says, Psychopaths forced everybody's hand. Unfortunately, you're right. Sophie says, loving the new Transformers posters in the back. Yes. Corruption Point. If Matt Walsh is really a positive, if they're costing you culture, a lot of people right and left's main take has been negative. I mean, I try to look at the whole perspective, and yeah, I mean, I think that Matt Walsh is still overall a positive, all things considered, but it's a fine line, but I still think he's overall a positive. Brian Babin says, yo, Joe. Hell yes. Cassius says, MAGA baby. God bless the chat. And Jeremy, good night, y'all. Cassius, thank you, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, man. Have a good night, buddy. Hayden says, oh, we got that one. Echo Base Network, Nick, over under 35% Hunter Biden gets indicted on tax and gun crimes. Looks like the DOJ has been building its case, which could be bad for Sleepy Joe. I heard that he could be indicted tomorrow. That'll be an interesting political stream if he's indicted tomorrow. We'll see. 421 Spaceman, but I think that's I don't want to put my hopes up, man. This is Hunter Biden we're talking about. This man has been protected beyond belief, so I am not going to put a lot of faith in him being indicted until I actually see it. 421 Spaceman, F Walsh. I play my PS5 and watch Looney Tunes as much as I want. Hail Geeks and Gamers. Yes. For the Emperor. His exceptions is the Daily Wire cartoons. Yeah. Arthur Brown, VeggieTales is our generation Shakespeare. Valkyria Winter. I do a lot of role-playing on online games, watching anime, reading some comics, and playing PC games. I get a lot of inspiration from them. They help me add to the story I build. Yes. Thank you. I agree completely. Aiken says, monetize my dislike for this clown. Thank you. Bebop, Matt Walsh would do an ad read for EA. Taker says, to be fair, Dragon Ball Z has a Mr. Satan character. Not fair. Marquad says, God damn it, where'd it go? Oh my gosh. Marquad says, there is the devil is a part-timer. Nostalgia for days. Matt Walsh is right. If he is talking about Mr. Anime, that guy loved anime and killed his family. Arthur Brown says, is it just it is just a dumb sarcastic joke. He clearly doesn't care about anime, but it does make him look like out of touch to randos. That is my point. That is what I say. This is why the left wins. Highly influential voice. You know, when you have a highly influential voice, you have to understand the optics and the ramifications of what you say. Lenny Knoll says, on the topic of trolls, hail to Justice Dankula. Hail to Justice Dankula. Count Dankula. Tyler, what's up, Tyler? Jeremy, we need 199 NWO style shirts and NWO style commercial with Beardo doing the voiceover. Also, glad y'all had a great time at the meetup. Hail. You're 100% right, Tyler. Steph, I'm putting this in the private chat. We have to remember this, okay? Right there. We have to remember that, Steph. Right there. Yeah, we got JM the Elite Fan, and then True Gentleman says, saw, is it Suzume, the recent anime film by the famed director, I don't know how to say that fucking name, in theater today, and it's the best art I've seen all year. I also may see Mario Japanese dub if they keep showing it. NYC has its perks. I want to see Suzume. I'm not a huge anime fan, but like I have dipped my toes in anime in the last year and a half, and I've seen a lot of cool anime. So I definitely want to see that one. So thank you for that, Steph. Dutchie, there's Dutchie becoming a Cobra. Wait, Dutchie became a Cobra legend? Dutchie became a tier 3? Are you kidding me, Dutchie? All right, respect, Dutchie. So Dutchie sent me a $5 super chat, basically saying I'm disingenuous and that Matt Walsh's clip was out of context. You need to react, and I probably got like 30 minutes out of me on that. Credit to you. So after I said you got a lot of mileage on that $5 super chat, he drops a tier 3 subscription. Bro, that is awesome. Okay. That is awesome. Respect to you, Dutch. I see him saying yes, baby. Arthur Brown, member message. I think Matt would argue better than Gavin, but he does like to troll. So you could have a similar issue where you don't know if he's being genuine. Listen, full disclosure. Matt Walsh's troll game is on point. Okay. Respect where it's due. His troll game is on point. You got to appreciate that side of it. His troll game is good, and that needs to be noted. Let's see. MK Solid says, people like Matt Walsh still believe that growing older means all your hobbies and interests must come to an end. It's a terrible way to live. Agreed. Captain Haruno, you know Fortnite tonight? If you know nothing about it, it's practically World War II. It even has funny dances like they did back then. Citation needed. Lying Dollface Pony Soldier gifts a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. East Coast Toasty Boy. I don't affiliate myself with the wrong opinion. Corruption Point. Walsh is just the right-wing version of an SJW. Right-wing SJWs are a thing, okay? That is a thing. Kyle Phantom, I lost respect for conservative media in the last year. It's bothersome that conservatives don't embrace nerd culture. They alienate more fans than gain more followers, especially younger gens. Agreed completely. And that's what I am, trying to battle against constantly. Arthur Brown says, Jeremy wants to eat the poo-poo. Lost Tales, Jeremy, did you see the snake pit, the snake in the snake pit, or would you prefer Star Wars? Hang on. Did you see Snake in the Snake Pit, or would you prefer Star Wars? I don't understand your question. Hang on. Is it something in our Discord? Let's see. Holy crap. The Matt Walsh memes are just out of fucking control right now in the Snake Pit Discord. Oh my God. What the fuck are y'all doing? There's just so much shit in here. You talking about Snake Eyes? Is that what you're talking about? Lost Tales? So you mean Snake? So hang on. Yeah, you meant Snake Eyes. Did you see Snake Eyes in the Snake Pit? You said Snake. I'm seeing it now, and I would 100% Snake Eyes. 100% over Star Wars. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe over that. Yes, 100%. That is fucking badass, Lost Tales. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys what Lost Tales is showing me right now. So this is our Discord. The Snake Pit Discord is fucking crazy. But right there. That's awesome. So we got Snake Eyes right here with the CobraCast logo. That's badass right there. Hell yeah. You guys are you can drop the mods, you can drop a Discord link if you want. They get wild in there, man. And I love it. I love it. It's great. Let's see. Celluloid Dream says Jeremy is a fig. Thank you. Alec Baldwin's finger. There's your upgrade to Cobra Legend. Michael Smith. First, there was the Sith. Then there was the Empire. Now there's the 199. Hail the 199. Hell yes. Arthur Brown gives a D-Day Cobra membership. We're up to 62 new members tonight. Thank you, guys. Lucario says, for the anime comment, we do need to find a way to separate the normal stuff like Dragon Ball Z from the weird stuff. Also, can you read my previous super chat? Hail the Sober 199. Yeah, I read it earlier, Lucario. I got it, man. I'm sorry for the delay on that. Arthur Brown, better a kid play video games than joyride stolen cars. Thank you. Thank you. That's the whole point behind this. For the Emperor, when I was young, Dad harped on me about watching anime. I finally asked if he would rather I get drunk and party. Yes. This is the point. This is my whole point right there. Arthur Brown says, Dutchie, glad I got the mileage out of that $5, but in return, I got that tier 3 member. Be grateful, you biatch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to you, Dutchie, for being a good sport. Arthur Brown says, the weird stuff doesn't need to be separated. Any reasonable person understands anime as a medium and not defined by weird stuff. I agree with that. Let's see. Arthur Brown says, when you break down anime into genres, it automatically separates the weird stuff because they're a genre by themselves. Yes, 100%. Inflation with a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you, Inflation. Lisa, thanks. Now I need to play Fortnite for hours tonight. Don't shoot me if you see ya. Star Wars week. Bro, it's so fun. Fortnite's so fucking fun. Listen, I used to hate on Fortnite, okay? I basically used to be Matt Walsh when it came to Fortnite. I used to trash Fortnite. When Fortnite first came out, I played it. I heard the hype. I played it once. I'm like, this game sucks. I said a lot of gamer words to describe Fortnite, and then I said a lot of gamer words about people that played Fortnite. I was very disrespectful of Fortnite for years. And then they added the no build. When they added no build, I watched someone play it, and I was like, this doesn't look like Fortnite. This looks fun. What the hell is this? Like, they took building out of Fortnite. What? They took building out of Fortnite? Well, that's a different game. That's 100% different. And I played it, and I was like, well, this is amazing. And then it was so successful, they kept it. I don't play build at all. I fucking hate it. If they took no build out of Fortnite, I would stop playing it immediately. But with the no build option, it's phenomenal. I love it so fucking much. So, let's see. Mr. Terrible, be honest. The left already won. Gamers and NA fans never voted and never or even cared until your games or movies got woke for you. It's too late. I mean, that's not a ridiculous take at all. But at the same time, I feel that there's, like, when you look at the industry, Ghostbusters 2016, massive failure. You know, The Force Awakens started out strong, $2 billion. By the time we get to The Rise of Skywalker, lost 50% of the audience. A massive failure. Star Wars is in the gutter because of woke identity politics. Pretty much everything that wokeness touches ultimately dies. Then you have things like Top Gun Maverick and the Mario Brothers movie. Monumental successes. The people are tired of the woke bullshit. That is a fact. It's been proven over and over again. Wokeness is a disease. And just like I said, like anything else, what happens when a disease takes over a healthy body? It takes a long time to have any impact if you don't address it before it's too late. But eventually, if you don't take care of that disease in that healthy body, it will overrun and it will consume and ultimately kill that healthy body. What happens when the disease takes over a weak body? It takes no time to run through it, destroy it, and kill it. So wokeness is a disease just like that. And sometimes wokeness takes over healthy franchises and healthy properties and healthy industries. And it takes a long time for that disease to filter through. Sometimes it takes over weak franchises and weak companies and weak businesses, and it will eat it up in no time. So at the end of the day, wokeness is a disease. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out. Let me see. A Money Wilson, I recommend D-Day Cobra watch Your Name first before Suzume. I've seen the title of that, or I've seen the cover of that because people memed me and Brie Larson on the cover before. So, noted. Bebop 1988. I'm pretty sure Matt Walsh has bought and is wearing Mia Khalifa's glasses. Chester says conservative pundits lost their way after Rush died. Rest in peace, Rush. Josh becomes a new member. Thank you. Welcome to the Snake Pit. And then Phantasm vs. Knox 19 emote for your Discord. Please hail the Snake Pit. That is a great Steph, can you make a note of that? We need a 199 emote for the Snake Pit. Yes, we do. Hailstorm, how we looking, buddy?
It's been done.
Been done?
It's been done.
Been done. Okay. All right. Just want to check. Thank you, sir. Everyone, shout out to Jay Hailstorm. All right. So we're not done yet. I want to still talk to you guys. I want to give more context and just kind of, let things kind of simmer. So obviously we've had a good fun night. We've had a lot to talk about. The Matt Walsh stuff is crazy. And, I ultimately, my stance on this is kind of the perspective I've already given multiple times, but I don't hate Matt Walsh. I don't want anything bad to happen to Matt Walsh. I simply disagree with him. Whenever I put this tweet out earlier, we were at Universal Studios when I sent this tweet out. We were at Universal Studios when I sent this out. And I said, I hope he responds so I can talk about all this on CobraCast tonight. That's so if Matt Walsh is a troll, then hey, I'm an equal partner in that one because I'm a troll too, Matt. Okay. And so I hope that he would respond. And he did. And he quote tweeted me and he ratioed the fuck out of me. Let's see what his quote tweet is. His quote tweet is right there. All right. So there's his quote tweet. We should not let our children's lives revolve entirely around screens. So you're saying all screens-based entertainment is always bad for everyone all the time, you hypocrite. And so that's exactly what, his response to me is exactly what I did to him and vice versa. I'm okay with that 100%. And so, because that's exactly what I did to him. And when he responded, I'm like, perfect. My response was this. I just responded with Trump 2024. That's all I responded with. And I like Arudai. He says, I wonder if your haters still think you secretly work for the Daily Wire. Yeah, because apparently everybody thinks that all my haters thought I was working for the Daily Wire. But when it's all said and done, by the way, I had to put this tweet out yesterday too, because you guys are awesome. But right here, I see so many 199s on Twitter right now. It's crazy and it's appreciated. So that is awesome. And but at the end of the day, I hope Matt Walsh can at least listen to the perspectives of the nerd world, because the nerd world is very concerned with culture, very concerned with what we're seeing in our entertainment right now. It's being overrun with identity politics and left-wing pandering. And that was never the issue in the 80s. That was never the issue in the 90s. That was really not an issue in the 2000s. It's only the post-Trump era is when it really took off. It was happening before the Trump era. It was happening before 2016, but it was happening in small doses. I also think Barack Obama is a huge part of all of this. This social justice, identity politics narrative. Barack Obama is where this all started. 100%. That's where this really got elevated and escalated to another level. Whether you had hands up, don't shoot. Whenever you had police shootings, Barack Obama would come out publicly and he would make statements. He would make broad statements about the police officers and what happened before there were any facts. And he was setting a narrative for the country before we knew anything. He was setting a very anti-police narrative to the country, creating tensions within the inner city, trying to find all of these black communities that were, angry about something, and he was tapping into that shit. So all of this was happening with Obama. But then Trump broke so many people's brains that the left then just went completely insane. And that's when the identity politics stuff really, really elevated. And, and so entertainment has been completely hijacked by the left. And so I am not sensitive to a conservative commentator hating on movies or video games or anime or comic books. I don't give a shit. But with the context of what we're seeing, I believe As someone I don't think I'm not conservative. I'm not Republican. I'm an independent, free thinking person. And when I say independent, I don't mean I call myself an independent. I mean, like, I am an individualist, but I'm a Trump supporter, a proud Trump supporter. But I look at everything, and I look at the conservative side, and I look at the things that Matt Walsh is doing. I look at the things that Ben Shapiro is doing. I look at the things that the Daily Wire is doing. I look at the things that Steven Crowder is doing. And while I disagree with them on several issues, they are the last line of hope that we have to save what's going on in our culture. And that's an important fight to have. So that's why it's important to me suddenly now. I don't care what Matt Walsh thinks on an individual level, but I care that Matt Walsh has massive reach, massive influence, and he, along with many others, could help sway a lot of the perceptions right now. And entertainment is important. It's very fucking important. So that's where I'm at with it. You know, and obviously I have other opinions on it too. Like, I really don't like how the Daily Wire is pushing DeSantis. A lot of the people at the Daily Wire, I don't like that. Kind of pisses me off. And I think that that's detrimental. And I think Trump is the only answer to this equation we have right now. He's the only answer. I understand there's criticisms for Trump. I understand people have issues with Trump. That's all fine. I'm not here to tell you that you can't have issues with Donald Trump. I'm just here to tell you that, in my humble opinion, he is the answer to the issue we have right now. And I will continue to stand by Donald J. Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime, the 45th president of the United States of America. And I don't know how he deals with all the shit that he gets thrown his way. I have no idea. And I think it's something that we should all just sit back and appreciate, man, because Trump, man, what a dude to handle all the fucking knives and shots that he's constantly taking. It is unbelievable. Before we do okay, we're going to do Beard of Shame, and then I want to close us out with Dan Vask's Amazing Grace, because I think it's important. Because Dan Vask, if he's still here, I hope he's still here. Dan Vask, like, it's amazing that I call this dude my friend. He's mega talented. He's a legit rock star. He's amazing. And the fact that General Flynn shared Dan Vask's video out is amazing. All right. It's really fucking cool. So with that said, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is time for CobraCast and the Beard of Shame. Who do you think is the Beard of Shame tonight? Who could it be? Kenny Justice for 10 says, anime can make one's imagination go crazy with ideas and fun, and not like Western crap. Also, to prove a point, a new YouTube Tiny Littles that makes and paints figures. Give them a chance. New YouTuber Tiny Littles that makes and paints figures. Give them a chance. Shout out. Thank you for that. All right, so tonight's Beard of Shame is brought to you by CobraCast IRL, the Snake Pit, the 199 Battalion. After that, we're going to play Dan Vask's Amazing Grace to close us out. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, CobraCast IRL is proud to present to you tonight's Beard of Shame. And here we go.
Yeah. Fuck you. Elizabeth. Heartfelt.
The thumbs up is so fucking stupid. Thumbs up is so funny. Oh, the thumbs up was perfect. That was awesome. Yeah, it's a landslide for Matt Walsh. That was a landslide victory for Matt Walsh. But we're going to close out with Dan fucking Vask, because Dan Vask is crushing it right now. And as I said, hang on, General Flynn retweeted Dan Vask, which is really fucking cool, man. It's really crazy. Look at this. General Flynn retweeted Dan Vask. Also, before we do that, I have to say subscribe to Nerdrotic though, because now I'm gonna have to back Gary in this fight now because Dan's got way too much momentum. So subscribe to Nerdrotic. If you have not, my brother, my Friday Night Tights brother, because Dan Vass is getting mega momentum right now. So we're going to play this, but you got to subscribe to Nerdrotic first. Don't subscribe to Dan Vass. Just watch his video. He doesn't need no help from me. But here we go right here. We're going to close it out with Dan Vass singing Amazing Grace. And this is fucking awesome. Here we go.
Amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me to sing God's praise. Then when we touch the earth, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I was blind, but now I see.
That was awesome right there. Dan Vask. Subscribe to Nerdrotic. Subscribe to Nerdrotic. He's going to need all the help he can get. So subscribe to Nerdrotic. Do not subscribe to Dan Bask. Just listen to Dan Bask, but subscribe to Nerdrotic. But in all seriousness, great job from Dan getting retweeted by General Flynn. That is awesome. So shout out to all of you. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Really appreciate it. Did we get another? Let's see. I think we got a member message. Muhammad says, at least you guys don't have the Trudeau problem. Yeah, I mean, it's not much better. It's not much better. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for the support. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. That's a simple request from a simple man. Snake Pit Rise Up 199 for life. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. And then I will see you for the political stream tomorrow as well. So thank you so much. Have a great night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.